Hello. Let's do our demi colors together. I'm going to start out first by toning or sculpting. So right here I have some of my sculpt colors. I like to do mine in rainbow order. So I have my reds, so my NR. These are my NVs. These are my NOs. And then these are my NYs because I just like options. I got a lot of yellow, I got a lot of excess blue, excess purple on my face, and then I've got some acne, some under eye, and so let's get toning. So I like to tone first. I take this brush, and something that's fun that I just learned with Demi is toning with this 05. And you're probably looking at this thinking, that is so bright orange. What are you gonna do with that? But it's really good for kind of toning areas that are excess blue. And it also adds a really pretty color to your face. So kind of like if you love bronzer and you love to have some color, this will be a fun thing to try. So I like to apply this kind of like you would contour. So along my hairline and along this cheekbone. So kind of sculpting and also toning at the same time. Okay, so then I'm gonna dip into my NR -1. So it's just a little bit lighter of an NR. And I'm gonna go right here along my temple because I have a blue vein right there. Bluish green vein, so I feel like that helps get that. Kind of just tones it. Same thing right here. I like to just take a little bit of this NR -1 and just tone that area. I'm also gonna get a little bit of this NO. This is NO -1, so it's a little bit of a lighter NO. And I'm gonna tone a little bit more right here. I just have a lot of excess blue, so orange is my best friend. And I like to just stay high up on that cheekbone, kind of out of this area. You want to stay high so you can sculpt and define those cheekbones. Okay. So, sorry, I'm going to get a little NO and go up here as well. Okay, so it already kind of just evened out some of my skin tone, brightened a little bit. I'm gonna flip over and go into this this is just 01. And I'm just gonna kind of go right here under my eyes. Then I'm gonna dip into this yellow color, and this is GY1, so it's yellow with a little bit of green in it, because I have a lot of excess purple and a little bit of excess red, kind of reddish purple. And I'm just going really lightly kind of in these areas that I have a lot of excess purple. And I'm gonna come back and treat them a little more, but I'm just kind of toning just to kind of take the, the edge off of these areas. And it's just a very light application. Can't even tell there's makeup on there. Sorry, my nose is kind of runny. Okay, next I'm going to take this. This is actually a 3D brush. It's called, I'll have to look that up. I can't remember. But I'm gonna dip this into my NR -1. And I'm just gonna basically contour my nose, but I also have a lot of freckling on my nose. So this is just an easy way to kind of contour my nose and also just blur or filter those green freckles. Remember that green, the opposite of green is red. So that's why I'm choosing this NR -1. And then I'm gonna take this NV just to go right here, kind of at the bottom of my nose, just to keep contouring. Okay, now let's hit some spots. So this is the spot brush. It's the tiniest angle we have right now. And I like to get this spot. This is a spot that kind of bugs me. It kind of looks melasma, but I've kind of learned that it's not a lot of excess green. It's mostly excess blue. So I need a lot of orange to help get that one. So what I like to use first is, this is a pink. So it's in the red family, but it's R01. So it's an orange with a little bit of red in it. That's why it's in my orange line. So mine go red, orange, yellow, and then some neutrals. So what you want to do is you want to get the darkest spot. I kind of need to look at my mirror for this. The darkest spot within the spot. So here's these 3 dark spots that I'm getting. And while I have this on my brush, I have a little bit extra. So I'm going to hit this little spot up there. Probably try to get this spot. And you only want the tiniest amount. I probably have a little bit too much on there, but sometimes I just flip my brush over and kind of just dab it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Throw it in the garbage. Okay, so then I'm gonna grab this blur brush and I'm actually gonna dip it into this 03. I just got this color and I'm loving it. And so what I'm gonna do is just kind of lightly get those other spots, basically the rest of that spot. See how it's disappearing? And then while I'm at it, I'm just gonna kind of dab these other spots to kind of blend them in. And it's gone. Okay, so these are some healing acne that I'm gonna attack. And I'm gonna look at them and just look for the darkest spot. They're really kind of purplish blue. So I'm just deciding which orange I wanna use. I'll leave it there, please. I'm gonna try this 03. And just try to just do color to color. So you're just dabbing where you have color. And try not to get outside of it. And sometimes it's good just to put it on there and then leave it for a minute. Come back to it. Okay, I'm gonna do this one as well. This acne. This is kind of a healing acne spot as well. So I'm just gonna get the darkest point and kind of dab it in. Now that didn't quite disappear, so I might need either a different color or I might need to just, there's probably some shadows that I didn't get. So if you'll see, I'm just like barely dipping in. These colors will last you forever. You can see mine, I have a bunch of hole marks because you just barely dip in. Then I'm gonna try to just get that shadow. I'm using 03 on this, or sorry, 01. So it's a little bit of a lighter shade of orange. I'm just trying to get these kind of healing acne spots. I'm gonna take some 01 and just try to see if I can get the shadows on these. So I feel like acne always has like a lot of blue shadows.
Mom, I need to test you.
Okay. Go get one right. Oh, where's Daddy's? Go by the computer. There's some tissues. Okay, so those look pretty good. So the ones I like to use for acne are 01, Y01. If you have like a really red spot, you can use like a green, but this one's also a really good one. This is OY1. This is Y01. And then this is GY1, so it's yellow with a little bit of green. That one's also a good one. So I like this is like my home base right here. And then 03 is awesome too. I've been loving that one as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go back to this R01. I just feel like a lot of my spots have like a blue base to them, so I'll do a lot of orange. I'm just gonna barely tap onto this spot. Okay, so you can kind of see those spots. And then you can kind of just blur them. I might have a little bit too much product on my brush and that's why it's showing up so much, but I also just go back through and blur it. You just want to be careful not to wipe it off. Okay, so this one I feel like I can still see. And sometimes if it has too much like purple in it, the orange won't do it for me. So I'll have to go back through and even get some yellow maybe. Just to really counteract that excess purple. So if yellow's not covering it, then try more orange. And if orange isn't quite doing it, maybe try some yellow or some yellow green. So a lot of demi is just trial and error. Okay, so what you'll find is like if you're used to wearing a full face of makeup, you'll kind of think like, I don't look that great, it's not doing anything. But if you walk away and then like come back, you'll kind of realize like my face is a lot brighter. I really have covered a lot of the distractions that were bugging me. And you'll realize it looks beautiful and you hardly have any makeup on, which is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna do my under eye next. So you'll notice under your under eye, a lot of times we have like a yellowish green line right here. And a lot of times it's definitely right here because we get a lot of freckling like right here. And so it looks like dark under eye, but really it's just freckling and melasma spots. So you can kind of go through, this is, again, I'm just using that R01. You can kind of go through and spot treat. I kind of just have, honestly, like a big yellowish green line right here. So sometimes I just do this to save myself a little bit of time. Because I kind of just have a line of freckles at that spot. And then I kind of need a closer mirror. And then I'll go through and just grab all the little freckles that are surrounding it as well. Okay, and I'm just using R01. And you kind of just have to find which pink works for you. I've used R1 for this. I've used OR1. And I end up just liking the R01 the best. And then I'm going to just get some of these little freckles on my nose. And you just need the teeniest, tiniest amount. Because it's actually easier if you don't have to blend it out. Okay. So after I kind of do that, I like to take my, I think this is the blur brush. And I'm going to go in and, do you see right here, I have some blue, excess blue. A lot of times we have excess blue in this corner that honestly I never noticed before. So we're just trying to just filter the excess color and not do too much makeup in this eye area. Do you see that blue color right there? So I'm using 01. And you can kind of just experiment. Do you need 01? Do you need 03? Do you need like a OR1 or an OR1 or an RO1? So just kind of experiment which orange works for you. I like to do 01 in this corner too. A lot of times we just have a little bit of a dark color in this corner. Mine happens to be more excess blue. Okay, and then I have a lot of excess blue. I'm going to use 03 for this. Right here, kind of just at the base of my, I guess, bag, for lack of a better word. I'm just trying to get that excess blue. And as I do this, it kind of just blends in that pink line I did at the bottom. Okay, so then the last step I like to do, I like to use this. So I used 01, 03, and then I like to use this Y01 to get the purple. So what I have left, I feel like is just a little bit of purple. So I just use this to get the last little bit of purple in my under eye. And notice I'm not putting anything right here because it's just nice, light, and bright. I don't need anything. And that's where you get a lot of wrinkles. So it's good to try not to put product there. Okay, another thing with the under eye is most of us have a vein right here. We have some blue veins. So I'm going to take 03 to get some of these blue veins. And you can just experiment. Is like 01 good enough? Do you need R01? I'm trying 03 today to get those veins. So I'm just doing it where it's quite dark. I'm just going to blend these out a little bit. A little bit of red right here. Excess. So it's not red. It's probably excess purple or excess blue. Now that I have this closer mirror, I'm just gonna get these shadows of these acne a little bit more. Okay, so another thing I like to do, I'm a little bit red here around my nose, and I kind of blurred it a little bit when I toned. But I like to take this right here, this Y01, so it's kind of orangey yellow, and I'm just gonna go right here, kind of on the edges of my nose. Kind of in this crease is where I get, we got some like spider veins probably, or just redness. So if you have kind of redness around your nose, I would just try Y01, OY1, maybe 03, that new glorious color. And I just kind of am like, just kind of spot treating any redness right here. Then if I have any like darker spots on my chin, just kind of spot treat those as well. I see a little excess blue, so I'm just taking 01 to get that. Okay. Occasionally I'll kind of flip my brush and kind of this fluffier side. If I'm not too red today, but a lot of times if I'm feeling red, I'll either get some like Y01 and just kind of like lightly apply it, or I'll get some sorry, let's see what that one is. Yeah, GY1. So it's yellow with a little bit of green, and get right here. So I can just show you how I do that. And I'll just kind of very lightly try to just filter out a little bit of that excess purple. I just have a lot of redness on my face. And then my nose has a little bit of excess purple right here. So I'm just going to go down the center of my nose, kind of like you would with your highlight color. And just filter that out a little bit. Okay. Sometimes if you put it on and you're like, oh, I can totally see that. Just like wipe it off on your hand. And then I feel like I just put GY1 and it was a little bit too bright. You could totally see it. And so now I'm just going to go for like a Y01. Like a little bit of a, I don't know, I just probably had the wrong color. Just have a few like bluish purple dots on my nose. Okay, I'm pretty much done. So I'm just gonna add some blush. I really like this blush. Let's see what it's called. It's VR5. So it's just like kind of like a bright pink. And I already am pretty, you know, obviously got a lot of flush to my cheeks. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this. I don't need a lot. I just like to do it kind of high on my cheekbones. Okay, and then another fun trick you can do is just get one of your fluffy edges. This is the spot brush. Let me just look up what this is. This is GB1. So it's blue with a little bit of green. I'm just gonna get a little bit of blue, and you can kind of put this on almost like illuminator. And it just adds a little bit of brightness to that top of your cheekbones. Okay, and then I love, love, love the gloss. So there's balm and there's gloss, and I put this on like illuminator. So it just adds a little bit of natural, clear shine to the high points on my face. It's so pretty. And it's just so natural looking because it's clear. Okay. I should have done a before picture because sometimes you honestly do a before picture because you might feel like you don't have, and it hasn't changed that much, but it's changed everything. So hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions on colors.